Damn, so I guess this means the Xbox tax is real. It's actually real. I am pretty surprised at this, you guys. We're gonna talk about it. I'm just surprised at the fact that Xbox did it before Sony. We got console price hikes, we got game price hikes confirmed for holiday, and these are pretty big price hikes here. I'm gonna put the graphic on the screen. We will name some of these prices later. I'll break it down a little bit, but man, it's kind of wild too, because we are in the timeline where we just went from shaming Nintendo and saying how ridiculous some of those prices were, especially for Mario Kart and games like that. That Breath of the Wild 2017 game going up still with these prices, that's the one that really got me. But regardless, we were coming off of that into today, and Xbox just did Nintendo a solid. They actually kind of bailed them out in a sense. You essentially did a favor for Nintendo, as crazy as that sounds. And not only them, but Sony especially, because Sony right now is sitting at their consoles with these prices. If Sony sticks with these, which I think they should, if they were smart, if I were them, hell yeah, I would say let this ride. GTA 6 is gonna come out. These things are gonna fly off the shelves. Xbox essentially said, here, you guys won. We concede 100% out of this console race. Like, they're done. I mean, I know they've been done, it's been conceded, but if this doesn't further make you believe that, I don't know what to tell you. And so, yeah, man, we're living in a time where prices are going up on everything, from the grocery store to your gas tank. Like, everything's expensive right now. And so to have this happen right now, in a way, it kind of makes me think that it's a little big brain strategy in a sense. And I don't know if I'm reaching with this, but I thought of it in the way of, okay, Phil Spencer and company, they're looking at these tariffs, they're looking at the landscape of the economy right now, everything that's going on, and thinking, you know what? Let's cut our losses. Let's get these consoles up out of here, raise the prices, let's cannibalize these things, because right now we have a very good excuse. Like, that's kind of where my mind went. Like, oh, that's maybe the strategy. You know, you have this huge excuse you can use. And in the long run, if their mentality is thinking Game Pass, cloud, and Xbox everywhere, this just further pushes that narrative and further pushes you to go somewhere else. And that's really what it comes down to. Whether you're gonna be on your phone or your computer or your actual PS5, like, you're gonna be able to play these games anywhere you want, right? And they even say that in this quote on IGN, which, by the way, shout out to IGN getting all this scoop. And then here we see Xbox quoted saying, "We understand that these changes are challenging, and they were made with careful consideration given market conditions and the rising cost of development. Looking ahead, we continue to focus on offering more ways to play more games across any screen and ensuring value to Xbox players." So again, it's further pushing that you can play these games anywhere, even your PlayStation 5. And this is pretty much making the PlayStation 5 look like the place to be even more so. We've already been thinking that if you're trying to save money, you're trying to play everything in one spot, the PS5 is a surefire bet alongside PC, whatever you choose, PC or PlayStation. I tell people that all the time. Just go with one or the other, or both, if you're like in my case, for example. You're not gonna miss anything. So to have these Xbox consoles go up this much, and let's go over some of these prices. I know I've been showing the graphic here, but you're talking about $50 price hikes, $100 even. Xbox Series X, $599, up from $499. That's $100 more. You have the 2TB Galaxy Special Edition, $729, up from $599. So you're talking PS5 Pro territory now, PS5 Pro prices. So this could make the Pro look better. It's kind of crazy how these prices are looking. You got the Xbox Series S, $379 up from $299. So you're talking about a $300 price tag changing and going up $80. That's a big deal for the S. I feel like the S, everybody, including myself, has looked at this thing like, yeah, that's a super cheap price of admission to play whatever you want on Game Pass. And $300? That was a steal. Now, maybe not so much, especially with tax and everything else on top. And even though technically it's still the cheapest current gen console, the gap between it and the PS5 digital has just shrunk so much. It makes it more easier to go ahead and just make that PS5 purchase. And then on top of it, my son says the Switch 2 isn't that far off either. Now, it's making the Switch 2 look like it's plausible to get instead. So there's multiple factors here. This Series S increase, I think, is the most damaging in my opinion. And so that's why I feel like, man, they just kind of just did these other companies a favor, whether it's getting the heat off of Nintendo or just making Sony and the PlayStation brand look even more enticing. And that's just what it is, It just is what it is. And people are gonna call me a pony and whatnot. Whatever, I really don't care. It's really about facts versus your feelings. And Sony's not off the hook either. Like, I'm telling them, hey, you should ride this out if you're smart. But they could announce something tomorrow. They can announce something soon where these prices affect them too, especially the $80 games. I know that's coming. They're not off the hook. That is definitely coming. And especially for the third party, games like Call of Duty, if Xbox is going to make that $80, then of course, these games are hitting $80 easily. And it's going to be certain ones, the big ones. You're still going to have your darlings out there, the games like Expedition 33, which is a Game of the Year contender. I'm playing it. It's freaking awesome. That game's much cheaper. First Berserker Kazan was $60, and that's been my game of the year up until this point. So we're talking still some great games that are fairly priced, and that will continue. But when it comes to the big guns, the big names, Gears, for example, I expect that to be $80. So yeah, that sucks because I know I'm buying that thing day one, and I would like to pay less, but that's not gonna happen now. We definitely know these prices are coming, whether it's through third party or actual big name first party. The good thing is we got through Ghost of Yotei. That's priced at $70, even though, yeah, that's still high. But we escaped the $80 with that. But come next year, I could imagine Sony's first party going to $80 easily. That Intergalactic game, for example, $80 for sure. So yeah, it's gonna go across the board. This isn't just Xbox's problem. This isn't just Nintendo's problem or Sony's. It's all of them. It's coming in some way or fashion. We just don't know how yet for Sony. But we do know for Xbox, this is what it is, and this is what we're gonna expect. It's pretty crazy. Anyways, you guys, let me know what you think about this. I figured I'd talk about it. I had some big brain theories about what Phil and them are doing over there, but I could be completely wrong on that. I just think maybe the timing is intentional. Like, you know what? We got this tariff thing going on. We got the economy in shambles right now. Let's just bite the bullet and do it now because we have this excuse. And maybe people will understand. But if not, well, we got Game Pass and they'll go over there instead. It just seems like that's the strategy. But anyways, you guys, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.